The secret of family bonds. Why are children often closer to their maternal grandparents? Hello, dear listeners. Many of us have probably noticed, or even experienced firsthand, that children often seem to share a special, somewhat stronger bond with their maternal grandparents compared to their paternal grandparents. It's an interesting phenomenon that sometimes leaves us feeling quite curious, doesn't it? So, what creates this difference? In today's talk, we'll explore the reasons behind this phenomenon. Drawing from expert analysis and real-world observations, we'll dive into the main factors influencing grandparent-grandchild relationships, the importance of early bonding, the unique connection that often persists into adolescence, and even how major life events, such as divorce, can impact these relationships. Let's get started. Factors influencing the grandparent-grandchild relationship. So, what determines how close children feel to their grandparents? Many different factors come into play. Some people believe that parents, particularly mothers, serve as the key bridge connecting children with both sides of the family. Mothers often seem to possess a certain, soft power, a subtle but effective influence, in encouraging children to stay closer to their maternal family. Even when both parents are equally involved in raising the child, others point out that the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law relationship can be complicated. Sometimes, subtle competition or a quiet rivalry over who holds more importance in the man's, husband's or son's, life can unintentionally create a gap, affecting the natural bond between grandchildren and paternal grandparents. From an evolutionary biology perspective, researchers offer another interesting explanation. A mother is 100% certain that the child she gives birth to is biologically hers. A father, biologically speaking, can never have the same absolute certainty. This extends to the grandparents. Maternal grandparents are certain of their biological connection to the grandchild through their daughter. Whereas paternal grandparents, despite loving the child deeply, lack that same absolute biological certainty. It might sound a bit strange, but it's a fascinating point rooted in evolutionary science. Of course, these are just a few hypotheses. Real-world studies have revealed more concrete factors influencing grandparent-grandchild closeness. For example, geographic distance. Grandparents who live closer naturally have more opportunities to visit and care for their grandchildren. Work status. Retired grandparents typically have more time for their grandchildren compared to those still working. Health and financial stability. Both play important roles in enabling frequent and supportive interactions. Personality. Each grandparent's individual character significantly influences how they connect and express affection towards their grandchildren. And let's not forget the number of grandchildren. Grandparents with many grandchildren may find it harder to dedicate deep, quality time to each child individually. The importance of early bonding. Have you noticed that the special closeness with maternal grandparents often begins right from the child's earliest days? Typically, it's the maternal grandmother who stays by the mother's side during pregnancy and childbirth, providing care and emotional support. After the baby is born, she often continues to play a vital role in helping the new mother care for the newborn. Those early moments, cradling, soothing, nurturing, build an invisible but incredibly strong emotional bond between the child and their maternal grandparents. This early bond often leads to maternal grandparents being the first choice for childcare when parents are busy. Later, as children start school, maternal grandparents frequently remain actively involved, attending school events and supporting the child's activities. This consistent presence and early care lay the foundation for a deep and lasting relationship. Adolescents and grandparents. What happens as children grow into teenagers? Does the bond change? Research suggests that even during the often tricky adolescent years, many young people still feel closer to their maternal grandparents. Studies focusing on teenagers are particularly revealing because, By this age, young people are capable of independently maintaining relationships with their grandparents and can provide more mature insights into their family bonds. An interesting study from the UK found that among extended family members, excluding parents and siblings, maternal grandmothers were often seen as the most important figure by teenagers, followed closely by maternal grandfathers. Young people reported that their maternal grandparents frequently supported their schoolwork and educational pursuits. Remarkably, 8 out of 10 teenagers said they had discussed their future aspirations with their maternal grandmother and had received valuable advice. This shows that maternal grandparents are not just caregivers, they become trusted companions and advisors throughout their grandchildren's lives. The impact of divorce. Now, let's talk about a particularly delicate situation: when the child's parents divorce. During these times, the roles of maternal and paternal grandparents can differ even more significantly. In practice, even with the progress made towards gender equality, mothers are still more likely to gain primary custody after a divorce. Only about 1 in 6 cases results in the father gaining primary custody. When mothers have custody, maternal grandparents often become a crucial pillar of support. They help provide emotional comfort and fill gaps in daily childcare, bringing a much-needed sense of stability to the family. As a result, the bond between maternal grandparents and grandchildren tends to grow even stronger after a divorce. The same can happen with paternal grandparents if the father is awarded custody. But as mentioned, this scenario is less common. On the other hand, when the mother retains custody, paternal grandparents might find it harder to see their grandchildren as often. However, that doesn't diminish their importance. Paternal grandparents can still play a vital role in maintaining the child's connection to their paternal heritage, helping the child preserve their sense of identity and belonging. Conclusion. And there you have it. We've just explored some fascinating explanations for why children often seem closer to their maternal grandparents. From psychological and social factors to family dynamics, evolutionary biology, and the crucial role of early bonding, many elements come together to shape this special relationship. That said, it's important to remember that every family is unique, and each relationship is different. The love and care that all grandparents offer, maternal and paternal alike, are invaluable. Differences in closeness usually arise more from circumstances and opportunities for interaction than from differences in affection. I hope today's discussion has offered you useful insights and a broader perspective on this remarkable family bond. Thank you so much for listening. Take care, and see you next time.